What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Zabbix video. This time I will talk about log file monitoring, but not in a native sense. What are alternative ways to execute log file monitoring? And then on the top of that, suddenly I will kind of shift the subjects and talk about some API, Zabbix API sequence, which really can help to update and maintain global macros, Zabbix global macros, and the both subjects will be related with the log file monitoring. Sometimes we have a log which creates a separate file per day, and the file name contains like the year, the month, the date, and this video will kind of really target this case when there is a separate file per day. Let's have a look, and the journey quite starts with tools, what's available inside the bash. And if you are familiar with the bash commands, there is a command date, which obviously is printing like the date, but if we create extra arguments, we can kind of tell to produce the date in a very specific format, like here mine percentage capital Y and percentage the lowercase m and percentage lowercase d. It's like way to give the date in a format, year, month, and the day. And there are like people who take advantage of this. For example, with Zabbix proxy log, if we look the very end of the file, Zabbix proxy and like the last line, we can see the line starts with the process number, and then here is the date. And now we can think like how to combine this date command together with this one. And it's easy. You can just grep for, and inside the inside the pattern, which should be the pattern, we like grep this thing. You see here there is a colon and there is another colon, and here we can like start to grep the log, and we will see like something happens in the output. So I'm grepping this year, and obviously like we can extend it even more. Like I want to grep for the hour, and the hour stands for capital H here, and enter. And now I'm kind of if I would grep the beginning like head, click, we can see like I'm grepping the beginning of hour. Like I'm currently running 18, and it's grepping out this hour and all the entries from that. So it's a very interesting and efficient method. Like you look for some certain patterns in the current hour, so you can grab the hour and then like grep extra like received configuration, and immediately like count how many lines we have with this pattern. And such one-liners can be easily integrated inside the like Zabbix agent. Here in this lab I have I'm running the agent with like extra settings. The agent runs with the most unsecure way possible, and it whitelists to execute a lot of commands. And if we look at the agent definition here, the agent service is also configured as a root, and if you do that from scratch right now, you can do it. You can do that. We can do like systemctl reload daemon reload, and when we check like the process list, we can see the agent service runs under the root. Why I am highlighting this? Because sometimes not sometimes, all the time, Zabbix agent runs with very isolated user, with user Zabbix, and if you want to access any log in the system, then this is the shortcut, a very unsecure shortcut, but we can set up agent to run under the root and then whitelist this system run. So we can easily replicate this very command inside the template or inside the host object. The complexity here is we create the host object, and this time I will use passive agent. This host is, for me, it's located on the proxy server, and voila, proxy will connect to the local host. And inside the items section, we create the passive item system.run, and inside the square brackets, I can copy this command, this one. For example, I would grep the patterns on the fly. This is really how other Zabbix users really decide to use. Let's not use the double quotes. It will most likely crash, but as long as we have single quotes. And so since I'm doing the grep here, grep for count, this should work. Let's click the test button, click from proxy, get value and test, and it is trying to reach out the proxy and query this proxy log. And the directory is wrong. I should provide full path var log Zabbix, click, and clicking the test, click, and voila, it reported an integer number. So this is very alternative way, not by using active agent, but you can grep in one batch some time frame and go and analyze. There is interesting argument for the date, which is -d, and we can write inside the single quotes 1 hour ago. So not analyze my current date, here right now I have the 18, but if I would write -d and 1 hour ago, then it shifts back 1 hour, and this is a very reliable approach to analyze the previous hour and not miss any single line. Let's click the test button, click, and it should be more than 80 something lines or 19. Now it's 1000 because I did jump in the previous hour. Okay, now about another completely different trick, how in this use case I'm grepping for the date pattern from the log. It's very interesting. There is another one which is using there is an item key which is called contents, and I love this item key so much. It can pick up any file up to 16 megabytes in one go and analyze, and this gets very useful when you have some sort of daily backup and the backup produce a log file, then obviously the log file will not weight 16 megabytes. That's quite a lot of textual data. So if you run it daily, then it should be much smaller, probably less than 1 megabyte. But the limitation of this item is 16 megabytes. And it would, and the beauty of this item key is I don't need to do those unsecure things like these ones. I can completely avoid to kind of pass the line and go to this unsecure area. I can completely not use this, and by using the native key, it gets very efficient. And here my point is, if I would visit the directory where the logs are and list all the files, here in this example I have one log, Zabbix part Postgres, and then we have the date. And so my cron job is producing this file every day, and every day it will be different date. And I would like to point always to which date I want to target the file. Of course, we can implement the LLD rule, but in this simple scenario, there is some elegance to not do the LLD rule, and if we can somehow point which year and month and day to target, then it would be great. And for this case, the API can help to kind of, since there is currently there is no way to reference a year inside the item key in the argument, then we need to think of some workaround. And I made a template, like a template which will use Zabbix API, which will create all those arguments here. It will be a global argument, date, year, month, day, and so on. So later we can reuse them. And the point of this API script would be to update and maintain those macros all the time, like every 1 day or every 1 hour. It will kind of read and update just to hold the correct values. To run this template, what we need is we need to create the session token here. I will copy to the clipboard and go to that administration macro. Click here. Click the session token. So this must be made, and the session token is available here under the API tokens. Create the token, click. I will call it API, and there is an API user. This is user made manually by me. It's a super admin privileges, and set the token a little bit to be longer, and then add. And here is the session key. Click, and I can now install the session key. If you are a follower to the channel, I'm using this technique all the time, and there is, I think, at least 3 other videos which is using this macro, which do something, and it's a standard for me. As long as there is one token globally, you can use so many different API tricks to manipulate with something. So this is hosting globally. For this template to work, also we need Zabbix URL. Here we can clearly see this is my URL, and you just set it here. Okay, update. Now going to that template, click, and data collection, templates, and items. Now I just made the session token, and here it's these arguments do nothing actually. I made them to backtrack the situation much easier. If I click the test button, we can clearly see these macro are not recognized yet. And if I click the button, it will execute that API sequence, and it will start to install these values. Let's try. Click. And the output says we created something with the ID 103, 104, and so on. And if I check here the macro section and nothing is here, if I refresh the page, click, voila, now those macro exist here. And if we visit same section, here, remember, it's not expanded at the moment. If I click cancel, open the item again, test, now it's expanded. And obviously, the time goes by, and it is seconds will update quite frequently, and minutes probably as well. This guy and this guy will get updated. Currently it's 11:50. If I will click get value and test, cancel, and open again, it would be something more. So not 11, now it's 12 and 38 seconds. So it's a method to update the macro. And I'm very proud of this sequence. It's as efficient as possible. Like the way how the JavaScript is doing, there is like an array which hosts what is your desired macro name. Like you set these like as a argument 1, argument 2, and 3 inside the array. And then another one which is like how would you like to replace what should be inside the actual value field, and then we choose like some sort of function to fill the field. So this is like the most complex part, and the rest of the script, it's like I should talk about the rest of the script. Like what's good about this method is it's not creating the macros one by one. There is a portion where we analyze what is missing, like over data for update. Sorry, for the missing, like if it's missing, we need to create one API per every missing macro. So it's almost like first time you import the template, we run the sequence, it will create one call per every missing macro. But then to maintain the macro, we have here like a function. And this function is actually like validating if the time has passed and it's the wrong year and it's the wrong month, and only if the value is not matching, only then it's like preparing this like payload. It will kind of it will highlight like this needs to be updated, and then there is a single update operation, like single API sequence, user macro update global, which will receive an array, and like it can update the minutes, the seconds, or it can update 5 in one go. So it's super efficient. So this is like almost the proudest part of the script, and the first proudest was actually like we are starting the journey like with the one call, all global macros before. So it will fetch absolutely all of them and then analyze like what's actually is missing, what needs to be created, what needs to be updated, and if nothing new needs to be created, then no extra API sequences will, no extra API method will be executed. And if nothing needs to be updated, let's say like you remove the minute part away like this, and target only year, month, day, and hour. So the API script, it will do nothing. It will only like fetch existing macro, and it will recognize, okay, it's the same hour, nothing needs to be done. So it's super efficient. This method is very efficient. How we can take advantage in this like cron job, and the advantage can be here, like when I need to specify this macro, I can do like visit the global section. I want to target like year underscore month underscore and day. Click. And what is the file name in my situation? The directory is var log Zabbix. Click / and the file name is this. So this would be my file name. Going back here, click. Oh, come on, I did not copy. Click, and the file name would be this, but actually I need to replace the year. So the year and month and day, it will be replaced with this combination. Click, paste, and obviously if we would test right now, like test, we can see it will expand to this year and month and day, and so it will check actually that file. Click get value. I forgot to change the text, I think. No, I did not forget. And it works. Like it did fetch my log file of my Postgres partitioning. So there is like a script which drops manually the hypertables and then do some SQL delete operations. So it's like the output, and I can now like add extra triggers on this file, which hopefully will not get too big. So here, this is the this is like LSLH. The size is 34 kilobytes, and I told like the limitation is 16 megabytes. So it's quite a thing. Like we can grow and still able to analyze with the native agent capability. Okay, that is everything for this case. You can have a look in the video description. There is a like template applicable for this 7.0 version. Test yourself how it works, and if you like it, if you find it helpful, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.